Thanks, John. Thanks, Mel. That was great. You had some gems in there. I love that. Excellent. Thanks, everyone. Yes, I just want to take you through a little bit of what Orange is up to in New South Wales, what we've been doing, where we're heading next, all that sort of stuff. So I guess just to give you a snapshot, Orange is a city of 40,000 people, one of the most productive and gorgeous regions in New South Wales. Put your hands up if you live in a beautiful place in New South Wales. It's tricky to stand out, isn't it? That's our first issue. We're 800 metres above sea level, which is quite comforting in today's warming climate. Yes, we've got our very own extinct volcano as well. We're 3 hours north of Canberra, 3.5 hours west of Sydney, which is also quite comforting. It's a great place for a long weekend getaway for those city types. Our city is basically a cultural, sporting, shopping, entertainment hub for about another 100,000 people that live within an hour's drive. So that takes in the shires of Blaney and Cabon and some of those rural towns around. We're lucky that because of our natural advantages, the landscape, the soil, the climate, which has had nothing to do with what council's done, we've been able to develop quite a broad base for our visitor economy. We're not just a beach, we're not just one big annual event. If you look at DNSW's recent New South Wales regional guide, our operators and events and experiences pop up on about 17 times in different categories. So we've got something of quality in most target markets, and they're worth a look. And we've also got 4 distinct beautiful seasons, so depending when you come, you get a different experience each time. Orange City Council, like many others, have run a visitors centre for a number of years. Focus on information distribution, brochures, magazines, local produce. Death by DL was the way to go, of course. And in many places, VIC was about the only place you could get local produce. We've got several visitor centres across our region in some of the towns and villages, different tourism sectors, many operators, all with different needs and plans and goals. We've got 3 local councils, each with their own tourism brand and other stakeholder groups. So that can only be good, not. The Taste Orange one there is a contractor that actually Orange Council pays to do marketing and events on behalf of the community. So, but actually, Mel made a good point. What you're doing is community-based, lifting up, doing that sort of stuff. What we find is when councils step in and go, we'll do that, everyone else just steps back. And you end up with a very big load to carry. Our signs even have a battle because we've got a lot going on, so we put this sign up and it's got a lot of attention and people like it, but it's pretty hard to just have one message. That's one of the new ones we're about to put up at the back. I hate those things that say thanks for visiting, because it's almost saying like, piss off, don't come back, I reckon. So we just said keep in touch as they leave. I think that's a bit nicer, a bit friendlier. That's just me. So we're looking at going digital actually. We're talking to getting that big screen turned into a digital one. We're just working with our planning department. Planning departments, they're like the grease on the wheels of industry, aren't they? So, picture this. You're in Orange on a business trip and you decide to stay for the weekend to enjoy our great scenery, food and wine. In order to find out what's going on around the place, you think, oh no, I'll just go to the website, right? Fantastic idea. Don't we make it hard for people to find out what's going on sometimes? That's how many websites you'd need to go to find out what's happening within an hour of Orange, and you don't even know the names of half of them, so how are you going to do that? I think it's like walking into a supermarket and seeing all the shelves covered with curtains and no signs saying what's in the aisles. So you know what you're looking for is in there, but how do you find it? In the past, the VIC was actually the main way for visitors to find out what they needed, but times have changed. Visitors still need info, and lots of it, but they don't need to come into the visitor centre to get it anymore. Foot traffic to our Orange VIC, that's what's happened over the last number of years. Interestingly, at the same time, overall visitation has been going up. So we're losing market share into the actual physical buildings. The overall spend has also been going up. So, you know, we're reasonably happy with all that. That's all going in the right direction, but there's obviously... So, what to do? Orange City Council has recently opted to build a new regional museum incorporating a new visitor information centre, cafe, public space. This is the space where the old visitor centre once stood. That's it in the background. I'm pleased to say that Orange Council and Blaney Council have been working together for some time now. Whoops-a-daisy. Did I just do that? No, it's all right. A special note here that not to mention the amalgamation, so I'm just going to move straight on. Whoops, hang on, I've stuffed this up, guys.
Let's talk about that.
No, let's not. Sorry, I've made a boo-boo here. Technology is my strong point. This is a pause right on there when I said amalgamations, the whole thing shit itself. Okay, thanks, mate. So, moving on quickly and quietly. We see this new space, if you'll pardon the pun, as a chance to draw a line in the sand, to say that from here on in, customer service is the priority. New staff, new tools, new attitude, new goals, new digital approach to things. We know that visitors don't care about LGA boundaries, so in that way our region is already as one. Just to note, our councillors in Orange love to think that Orange is the big fish in the small pond and Orange tourism region, yee, and all the other little places are part of us. But of course there's a week in October when Orange is very much part of the Bathurst tourism region, and we're happy about that. All our motels are full. And we'd be very happy to be part of the Parks tourism region in January. So, you know, that's how it works. Tourism regions are very flexible, and it's the visitor that gets to decide what the tourism region is, not some border or some grant or something else. So that is taken last week in our new visitor centre. It's great, nice green space on your roof. We haven't got any, we took all the green out, so we put it on the roof, just in case anyone complained. I'm interested to see what happens when we have first snowfall, because all the kids are going to go straight off that roof down into the roundabout in Peasley Street. So, back to what we're doing now. That's an artist impression of what you just saw, which was supposed to be finished last month, but anyway. I'm just going to take this hint home, because our budget's a bit tricky, so we might not finish our ceiling either in our visitor centre. A multi-purpose building to engage with visitors, the local population, a new regional brand, not related to government boundaries, something we hope to see adopted across the industry. We've taken a more collaborative approach with our marketing. These two booklets, one about the city, one about the region and the towns and villages, that was supported by all the local councils. Our regional partners to Destination New South Wales, helping us with marketing a number of projects. Same with the regional tourism, Central New South Wales Tourism. And also working with Dubbo, Bathurst, Mudgee, all the others. Our thinking is that council's efforts should help the tide to rise, and those with a good boat, a tank of fuel and the right crew can set off and gather their catch. Of course, those with no fuel, no compass and no clue will be able to sit there and do nothing. They will have time to write a letter of complaint to council though, but I'm sure. So we've launched into social media. 18 months ago we had 3 friends, myself and 2 stalkers. We now engage with say 10 to 20,000 people a week, sometimes 100,000 people depending what's going on through the various social media outlets. So where to today? What's the role of the VIC? This is what it comes back to in my opinion. I believe our job these days is to change people's minds. That's what we're there for. If we do this consistently, over the 5 stages of travel, for example, then we expect to improve our results. We need to get people to choose Orange over other options. This is what everyone has to do. And the options could be the Barossa Valley. They could be Fiji. We need to get them to visit when we have more things going on. So that's part of the research. Make it easier for them to find what's going on and easier for them to book. Add some extra experiences to their package so they might stay longer, spend more. Make sure they bring their friends along. Make sure they tell people about it, what a great time they've had. Providing genuine, enthusiastic and unbiased local knowledge is what the VICs have always done. But now we need to make sure that it's effective and that it engages with people and that it influences people. And as you can see, we get 5 different levels we can do this. So different strategies in each place can do that for us. That's our focus. And we want our operators to get this too. Get them thinking regionally, not just about their own businesses. Get them to grow the visitor economy, make the pie bigger. You can have the same slice of the pie, but if the pie is bigger, everybody wins. This is traditionally how most operators see the VIC. Our job is to send them customers. When was the last time every motel in the place sent a customer back to us? Okay? That, to me, is the key to growing it. The opposite should be true. They don't do it enough. A national survey, I think the white paper on visitor centre, local spending, if the difference in a visitor engaging with the local visitor centre and not engaging with the local visitor centre is $180 per visit. Now, that's a pretty serious number. I'm not sure what our figure is, but look, basically we need to get more people engaged with the visitor centre online or in person. We need to look at this, that it can be done. And that's the way we do it. You talked about partnerships, Mel. That's exactly it. That needs to be two-way communication, back and forth, gets more people through the door when they come in. And this is going to be a new centre. It's going to be a destination in itself too. But how many times we go to these cellar doors? We've got 35 cellar doors, and they go, "Oh, you should send someone else." When did you send them to us? So over the last 6 months, all of our visitor information team have gone out to visit about 30 of the operators, and we're continuing that so that now they know who's who. They know the girls. They know it's not just a name or an email or a face. They know a face. They can have that personal thing. So that's the go. Where to next? We're going to hold community engagement, tourism summit, get in the hoteliers, winemakers, retailers, students, tour operators, visitors, get everybody's ideas, find some common ground, work out what we need to do, work out what council should do, work out what council should keep the hell out of. I think a community is more likely to support a plan if they've had a say in developing the plan, and we think that's the way to do it. We think that'll also help us get support from our friends in DNSW. Very good friends there. Set the priorities, work out who does what, and then just pretty much get on with it. That's the whole idea of it. Just on that, just roughly, if by doing that engagement, we're looking at 900,000 visitors a year and $145 a head, roughly. I think that's about the figures we're dealing with at the moment, which is great. We think by engaging all those things that we just talked about, it wouldn't be hard for us to increase that by 10%. Fair call, not a big ask. 10% more visitors, 10% more engagement. That adds $28 million to the bottom line, which is a significant injection of funds into the local cafes and bookshops and cellar doors. So that's what we intend to do, and if I'm still here in 12 months and still alive, I'll be happy to let you know how it all goes. But that's it.